Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Faith and Foundations. I'm Lakeisha Faison, your North Carolina real estate agent and your favorite home girl. Here to chat today about faith and real estate. So today we're diving into a topic that hits home for so many of us, and that topic is fear. So whether you're a realtor facing rejection and market downturns, a homebuyer feeling uncertain about making one of the biggest decisions of your life, fear can feel overwhelming. But we don't have to face these challenges alone. Today, we're grounding ourselves in a powerful promise from Isaiah 41 and 10 that simply reads, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." So let's unpack this verse and explore how it applies to overcoming fear in the world of real estate and life in general. Isaiah 41:10 is a foundation of strength. It is one of the most comforting scriptures in the Bible. It is a reminder that fear isn't something we have to carry alone. God tells us, "Do not fear, for I am with you." That means in every moment of uncertainty, whether it is a rejected offer, a deal that fell through, or a market that's not cooperating, God's presence is steady and unshakable. But let's get real. Fear isn't always logical, is it? It creeps in through the what ifs, the maybes of life. So what if I lose this client? What if I can't afford this house? What if the market crashes? Or you can look at it from a relation standpoint. What if we don't work out? What if he decides to do something else? Or what if he chooses somebody else? Fear just suddenly creeps in out of nowhere. So this is where Isaiah 41 and 10 speaks directly to our hearts, offering not just a command to avoid fear, but a reason why we don't have to fear. And that is to just remind you today that God is with us. So this is a word all of us have dealt with, and that word is rejection. So facing rejection in real estate is just a big part of the real estate industry. As real estate agents, we deal with clients who choose someone else, family who chooses someone else. Home buyers face rejection too, because maybe their offer wasn't accepted, or they're struggling to find something in their budget. Fear can make rejection feel personal. But here's the truth. Rejection doesn't define us. God does. Sometimes that's easier said than realized. So when we're grounded in His love and promises, we can face rejection with resilience. Isaiah 41 and 10 says, "I will strengthen you and help you." So even when we hear no, we can trust that God is strengthening us for what's next, His better yes. As agents or home buyers, market shifts can feel like walking a tightrope with no net. So for home buyers, it might feel like waiting too long or jumping in too soon could ruin everything. So here's why Isaiah 41 and 10 becomes our anchor. God says, "I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This means we are not alone in uncertain times. We don't have to panic or make rash decisions out of fear. Instead, we can trust that God's hand is steadying us. One practical way to apply this is through prayer and preparation. Before we make big decisions, whether it's investing in a property or advising a client, let's take a moment to pause, pray, and ask for guidance. Trusting Him doesn't mean the challenges disappear, but it gives us peace in the middle of the storm. So, overcoming the fear of the unknown. This is another big fear we face, is the unknown. What if? This is again the what ifs. What if I make the wrong decisions? What if things don't work out? What if the future I imagine isn't what I get? But God's promise in Isaiah 41:10 is clear. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. This is more than a comforting phrase. It's a declaration of God's sovereignty. He knows the future. He sees what we can't see. And because He is with us, we can walk into the unknown with confidence. So here's a tip for facing the unknown. Shift your mindset from what if to even if. Instead of worrying, what if I lose the deal? Remind yourself, even if I lose this deal, God will provide. Or if you're a home buyer, what if I don't get this house? Remind yourself, even if I don't get this house, God has something better for me. So this shift turns fear into faith and reminds us that no matter what happens, God is in control. So again, we can't leave without giving practical steps. So, 1, lean in to God's presence. Start your day again with prayer and scripture meditation. I always say, find you a scripture that is really speaking to your heart and speak that all day. That anytime fear decides it wants to creep in, remind yourself what the word says. So when you feel like you are all alone, you have to remind yourself that God is with me and that He said He was going to uphold me with His righteous right hand. Write it down, memorize it, speak it loud. You got to remind yourself what the word says. Number 2, focus on what you can control. Fear loves to exaggerate what's out of our control. Instead, focus on the actions you can take. Follow up with your clients. Research the market. Plan your next step. Make the phone calls. Whatever it is, whether it's real estate or life, you can only control what you can control. You're going to have to do what you can do and then let God handle the rest. You have to trust Him with what's left. How about that? Number 3, find your support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage your faith, whether it's another realtor, a prayer partner, a mentor, a friend that is just as knowledgeable in the Word as you. But having someone to remind you of God's promises makes a big difference. Can I also say that sometimes you can find encouragement in even the smallest places? And I'm reminded when I was really struggling with something and the word came from a child, and I needed to be reminded that God is with me. So sometimes, we look for our pastor or, again, or a good mentor. And again, all of those people are great. But let's do not forget that God also uses His little people. And sometimes a child will encourage your heart. So But anyway, that is my thoughts for today. So fear can be a part of life, but it doesn't have to control us. Isaiah 41:10 reminds us that we are not alone, even in our hardest moments. God is with us, strengthening us, helping us, and holding us steady with his righteous right hand. So the next time fear tries to creep in, whether it's a tough market, a rejected offer, or just the unknown, remember this truth: you are never walking through it alone. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Faith and Foundations. If today's message encouraged you, I'd love to hear from you. Head over to my Instagram at Homes by Keisha and let's chat about how you're facing fear with faith. Remember, God's got you. So let's keep building with courage and trust. See you next time. Stay blessed and stay grounded. And I hope you had a Merry Christmas.